You know what time it is when you see me. You know what time it is when you see me. Get that crack pipe out of your mouths. Week after fucking week, I keep telling you exactly how Bitcoin is behaving, and every single week I get so much abuse from these crypto extremists and these crypto fanatics telling me I'm dead wrong. These crypto extremists that keep giving me abuse after abuse after abuse don't want you to make money. They don't want you to win. Majority of you, 80% of you, are not subscribed. So do yourself a favor. If you want to win in markets, if you want to get a better understanding in markets, then subscribe. Bitcoin is behaving exactly the same as 2021. There is no difference here. I've got so many highlights. Here are some of my highlights. Just a small segment. Watch till the end. See this here? Right over here, guys. You see this? This right here was a confirmation that, listen, bull market is pretty much done. We're going to do a dead cat bounce. And likewise, the same thing happened here. We broke market structure. Boom. ST, UT, UTAD, followed by LPSY. And then lastly, followed by ALP again. So far, we've seen the last bear capitulate, just like we've seen in the past the last bull to capitulate. Will this be the end? Made all-time new highs to around 69k, then came back down. SPX continued to go up for about 6 or 7 weeks at the actual top, and we could actually see a major correction for SPX. And I'm being very clear with everyone in the room. If the buyers do not step in and close above the weekly 102,000 US dollars, then we have officially a bear market. I really couldn't give a fuck about the news, honestly. But tomorrow on Friday, while you're watching this, we're gonna get interest rate hikes. It doesn't matter. To me, that doesn't matter. We're still gonna do the same thing that we done right over here. Everything else is noise. Everything else is noise. I know some of you are very slow. We're doing the same pattern that right here that we're doing right over here. Now count with me. I know maths is not a strong subject for some of you. So watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 weeks we were above the 100-day SMA. We're going to do the same thing. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are in week 5. I know a lot of marketers are telling you that we're going to go lower. We're not going lower yet. We're going up first, ladies and gentlemen, and then we go lower, of course. This is a bear market. In last week's episode, we explained that we're performing exactly the same as this situation here. I don't cover the news. I don't speak about the news. Markets are not moved by news. Get that in your head. I know a lot of participants that spend way too much time looking at the current news. It has no implications on your bags. In 2021, the news was completely different to the news we have in this bear market. Yet, it's performing exactly the same, almost picture perfect. I'm gonna zoom in and show you what I mean. This is the last bear market and this is the current bear market, and it looks exactly the same. If I place a trend line right over here and another diagonal trend line right over here, and do the same with this as well, place a trend line right over here and another trend line right over here, looks identical, almost picture perfect. As you can see, we're going to retest this trend line right over here. We've retested this trend line right over here, and then move sideways for a few more days, and then finally we break down. I'm expecting lower prices just as we have right over here. We dropped from here to here of around 40%. We're going to break the previous local low on the 21st of November 2025. I said in Q1 we're gonna see lower prices for Bitcoin. I made it abundantly clear to everyone in the room, abundantly clear. I told you week after week after week what will happen, and it played exactly like this. I kept on getting abused again and again and again, but we're up, they're down. I want to congratulate all the private members. I want to really congratulate us, because there was a lot of hate in silver. There was a lot of hate in gold. So I really want to congratulate us and team. Well done to everyone that joined this trade. This is amazing. Silver is at $100, just like I predicted. Gold is only $20 and some change away from breaking 5,000 US dollars. There was a lot of hate, Everyone kept on telling us that gold is going to continue to go down. Everyone kept on telling us that gold has peaked and is going to come down. Gold has peaked, silver has peaked, and is going to come down. Who's laughing now? Gold and silver are amongst the biggest, largest market caps on the planet. Gold is sitting at 50 trillion. 100 trillion, it doesn't sound outlandish anymore, does it? Silver is sitting at 7 trillion. Precious metals have outperformed everything from Bitcoin to shitcoins to traditional stocks to AI to everything. And I kept on saying, I kept on screaming that gold and silver will be the best performing asset of this year. There are many folks out here that will tell you we are in a super cycle, but they're actually buying gold and silver.
2026, I'm not sure. You may be, I think I have very strong feelings that it will probably be a super cycle.
Be a super cycle.
2026, yeah.
For Bitcoin.
For Bitcoin.
I've shown you this chart many times on this chart. This is gold divided by SPX, and it has broken out now. Massive breakout that has happened for gold right now. We're going to see higher prices to this area. If you're not familiar with this chart, then I'm going to simply uninvert it for you. I think you're familiar with this chart now. I've been covering this for a very long time. If it breaks down, then we're heading to this lower area. Let's uninvert back, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have broken out. Gold will be the best performing asset of this year in 2026. This is the same chart but uninverted, showing the mother of all crashes, March 1st, 1973 and 2008. I've been saying this time and time again, but this was worded much more better. What people miss with gold at nearly 5,000 today is that the gold ratio is still only 0.7. In prior gold bull markets in 1930s, 1940s, 1970s and 2000, the ratio often hits 3.5 or even higher. That will suggest a possible 5x gain is still to come for gold relative to SPX. Basically, what it means, there are only two outcomes. Gold continues to make all-time new highs, while SPX makes all-time new highs but at a slower rate. Or gold moves down and SPX has a crash and they go down more. So regardless of what happens, gold is going to continue to outperform SPX, just like Bitcoin dominance. This is SPX, and this part is extremely important. I said many times, Bitcoin is a leading indicator to SPX. SPX continue to go make higher highs and continue to go up and up and up. Bitcoin is not gold. It's never ever been gold. It behaves like an equity stock. It behaves like the Nasdaq, and Bitcoin sniffs out all of this liquidity issue. It's not an inflation hedge like they told us in 2021. We had inflation roaring to 9%, and everyone during this cycle was saying the same thing. They said, oh, Bitcoin is an inflation hedge, that's why you should buy. It kept on going down and down and down. Now they're saying Bitcoin is a store of value. It's just like gold, and Bitcoin continues to go down and down, while all the influencers are distracting you with macroeconomics and geopolitics and all sorts. They don't really see what's happening in the charts. Now we're behaving exactly the same right over here. Trust the charts and they'll tell you everything you want to know. We've done exactly the same thing that we've done right over here. I want to show you something even more powerful. Now, these moving averages are very powerful. If we look back in history, in a bull market, what tends to happen is we tend to continue to go up. So it hits the money line, we continue to go up. It hits the golden support, goes up, hits the golden support. This is a textbook example of a bull market. We continue to go up, and then we bounce again. All the buyers step in, it hits the 100 SMA, and then we continue to go up higher and higher. Then again, the buyers step in, we get some volatility. volatility, and then we head up higher and higher. A topping process is normally some sideways movement. Okay, it takes a while for things to finally come down. It went sideways from the 5th of November all the way to March. Okay, that's when the market is screaming something's wrong. Yeah, then we had a bounce, and then we continued a march on with our bull market. Again, there's some trouble here, as you can see, from October the 23rd all the way till January. Right now, markets literally went nowhere. They went absolutely nowhere. I'll show you on the monthly. Basically no different. This is the monthly, just moving sideways. This is the yearly of SPX, and I'm expecting the same drawdown that we had in SPX. As you notice, you can see 1 year of down followed by 3 years of up, 1 year of down followed by 3 years of up, and again 1 year of down followed by another 3 years of up. I'm going to speak about this on another episode, but as for now, chew on this. Bitcoin bottoms during events. An event will happen, and that's the bottom. FTX crash, that was the bottom. COVID was the bottom. Chinese FUD was the bottom. MacGox was the bottom. Every single time in Bitcoin's history, bottoms were formed by events, and this time is no different. And Mr. Market wants a sacrificial lamb by the name of Michael Saylor. Let's have a look at your favorite altcoins. Ethereum is doing exactly the same as this period right over here. However, buyers couldn't really push it as far as I anticipated. Unfortunately, this is it for Ethereum. We tend to always, for some reason, sweep the highs and then sweep the lows, sweep the highs, sweep the lows, sweep the high over here, and then we're going to sweep the lows over here. This is Solana. I know there's a lot of bullish news. We had an ETF, yet the chart is telling you that you're wrong. It's going to head down, ladies and gentlemen. I keep telling you time and time again, this is a bear market. ADA is going to continue to fill the wick. BNB is going to head to this area at 78. XRP is going to fill this wick, ladies and gentlemen. It's playing exactly the same as the previous cycle. Exactly the same thing they did right over here. Picture perfect. I'm not lying, guys. Look, everything. Fuck the news. I know a lot of participants believe that news actually moves the market. If I give you a fractal from here to here, you'll know it plays exactly the same thing. From here all the way till here, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing the exact same thing. Picture perfect, irregardless of Trump or whatever dog shit news you listen to, regardless of anything, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing the exact same thing right over here. As you can see, let me just move this right over here. We're doing the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. In the previous cycle, we had a pump. We had a pump in this cycle. That's all she wrote. We're gonna have another primary pump, but a lower high, and then finally we're going to break down to this lower area of around 60 cents. There is nothing new in crypto. What is old is now new. You're seeing these cycles play out again and again and again. You see the same characters shilling the same shit. You see the same marketers shilling the same shit. You have the same grifters, the same scammers, and the same good guys. They're all the same stuff. Nothing in crypto is different. Some of your favorite coins, Tau is heading to $138. That's a guarantee. Su is heading to $56. Sai is heading to all of these, and so on and so forth. Finally, I want to remind folks, there are people, a large amount of people that make money from your misery. The edge is actually on the downside. All the value occurred is actually on the downside. I know a lot of participants don't want to tell you this, but there's a lot of folks that are making millions and millions of millions just by shorting crypto.